asking why the father used to tell this truth. Bring it on, different side on you. No intent, we wanna stay so. Kings, yeah, time to pull them down. Roar, the still alive. Cry for the move and keep in trouble. War for the chance if no one dies. Don't waste your time or try and fail. You wanna be crazy, you wanna go freak out. You don't wanna break down in a rusty heart. Let the findings don't turn around. You need to lose what to see. Let's get down.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The final two games of Week 3 here in the Mid-Atlantic Mulling League Chaos Cup are up tonight in a double-header. First up, it will be Pity the Ghoul versus a Reptile Dysfunkshun Dead Fred's Necromantic team versus Nick Satan's Lizardman team. Let's take a look at the standings first. As you can see, Pity the Ghoul currently in 6th place, a Reptile Dysfunkshun just ahead of them in 5th place with 4 points versus 3. Both teams really looking for a win tonight. This is the midway point in Swiss competition. A win tonight helps get you up the ladder so that in those critical final 2 games, you can try to secure a spot in the top 4. It's a big one. It's a big game tonight. We'll take a look at their rosters now, except I didn't record their rosters. So these are going to be replay games. The games were actually played yesterday night evening. So we're going to watch the replay and together. But I don't want to spoil it for myself, so I don't want to look at the rosters because the rosters can tell you sort of, you can glean information from the rosters, and I forgot to record the rosters to talk about them before the game. But I'll try my best from memory here. First up will be Dead Fred's Pity the Ghoul. This is his Necro team. He has 3 TRRs. Interestingly enough, he didn't pick up the second werewolf. Only has the 1 werewolf. 2 whites instead, and I think he has 2 flesh golems as well. But not having those 2 werewolves is a bit of a loss, especially against this really, really powerful Lizardman team. Lizardmen are super bashy, super strong. The Sauruses are the problem with a Reptile Dysfunkshun. Dead Fred is going to have to find a way to mark those Sauruses without losing his own positionals, right? He needs that werewolf free. He needs the flesh golems free. He needs those whites free to do work. The rest of the players need to do the marking. Now this will be less difficult than otherwise because Nick Satan, the coach of a Reptile Dysfunkshun, also has an interesting roster where he didn't pick up the full 6 Sauruses. He only has 4. That's very interesting and makes it less tricky to mark them, but it does give him more skinks. It does give him more opportunity to control the pitch, to move the ball. He does have the Apothecary to protect all those skinks that he has. The skinks have a lot of speed. The skinks are the only ball carriers on a Lizardman team. The Sauruses only have an AV of 1. I'm sorry, an AG of 1. That's psychoyandary, me not understanding anything but still agreeing with everything. I'm sorry, I'll try to do a better job. But yeah, so the Lizardman team, he also has a big guy, the Croxagore, with a strength of 5. All that strength means he's going to, Nick Satan's going to focus down on this bashing game. He needs to get this player advantage. He needs to try to get some players off the pitch. The problem is Dead Fred is fairly resilient. They have armor values of roughly 8. I think he only has 1 ghoul in MacGyver who has an AV of 7. AV is your armor value. That's the number you need to exceed. That's the number you need to beat to break the armor and inflict an injury on an opponent after you knock him to the ground. So an AV of 7 means you need to roll an 8 on 2 6-sided dice, which is not hard to do. But an AV of 8 means you need to roll a 9, and that is significantly harder to do because there's lots of ways to roll 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, and there's less ways to roll 9, 10, 11, and 12. So, fairly resilient roster. Pity the Ghoul, being a Necro team, also has a Necromancer. That means if he takes a casualty, there's a 50-50 shot he doesn't take it at all. That the player just goes back into the reserve box. Man, I would say on the record alone, I would give this game to Nick Satan, but and we talk about this in the podcast, which will go live tomorrow. But man, the way Dead Fred played in week 2, it was killer. He has really taken a shine to this Necro team, and I think he's really comfortable with these positionals: the Werewolf, the Flesh Golems, the Whites. I think Nick Satan really needs to be careful. I mean, he's got a lot of strength. He can try to bash down players. He can try to control space on the pitch with those Sauruses. Sauruses aren't slow either. He can go man-to-man on defense, but we saw that backfire against Pity the Ghoul in week 2. Pity the Ghoul got the ball all the way down the pitch, down to the 8-yard line on turn 3, I think it was. So this will be an exciting game to watch. A Reptile Dysfunction coached by Nick Satan. Nick Satan, the current league champion. Dead Fred played a great game last week. We'll see if he can do it again this week. That Psycho Yandere says, yes, on paper, AV7 is easy to beat, but for some reason they're immortal. Sometimes they are. All right, we're going to get this game underway, but I don't want to spoil it for myself. So I'm going to try to navigate this without looking. Let's see. All right, Hank the Ranger says should be an interesting matchup. Yeah, it's a lot of strength versus a few very important positionals for the Necro team. 6 feet under the Pity the Ghoul Stadium. Looks like clear skies again for this game. Not a lot of bad weather so far in this competition. There was a non-turn of rain in Take the Bad versus Knee-High to Knuffles game. But otherwise, the weather's been pretty good all competition long. There you can see those massive Sauruses, those menacing Sauruses. Every single one of them has a strength of 4. Here's a coin toss. And Pity the Ghoul is going to set up on defense here in the first half. Nick Satan with the +1 fame advantage. Petty cash, not an issue in this game. No inducements. 3 TRRs for Dead Fred and Pity the Ghoul. 2 for Reptile Dysfunction. He's going with a 3-man defense here. 3 defensive tackles on the line, all zombies. 2 players in either wide zone, 4 linebackers, and now a Reptile Dysfunction is going to set up their offense. They've got the Crocs right at the center position, 2 Sauruses in the guard position, 2 Sauruses wide, and a whole bunch of skinks. Full roster for both teams, 11v11. Puts a skink in the halfback position. Here's the kick. Quick snap. All players of a Reptile Dysfunction may move into one adjacent square. Is this going to help him get the ball? Wow, what a kick. Is this going to be a touchback? Hank the Ranger says no one cares if a zombie dies, including a zombie. That's very true. It is a touchback, so a Reptile Dysfunction will not have to make this ball roll. Is he going to send it all the way up pitch? No, he's going to send it to the number 14 skink, Duncan of Idaho. Turn 1 underway. Doesn't have to roll to pick up the ball, so he's going to cage up as the first order of business. that super secure skink cage. 2-die block in the center position. First block of the game, good hit. Second block, 2-die block on the left side of the line. This will also be a good hit. Looking for some early KOs. Only gets a push on the right side of the line. 5 players left to position. Pulls the 2 players in the left wide zone in. Does the same for the 2 players in the right wide zone. Has a screen to protect the ball carrier. Turn 1 to Pity the Ghoul. Dead Fred's gonna mark these big guys. He says, you're not going anywhere. Stands those zombies right back up, gets them right back into position. Where's he gonna take the blitz? It looks like he's gonna take the blitz. No, he's marking all the Sauruses. He knows the Sauruses have an AG of 1. They're not dodging. The only thing they're gonna do is block or blitz. He's gonna take the blitz with the flesh golem on the number 13 skink. Good hit, needs an 8+. Doesn't get it, well done. Follows up on the blitz. No more blocks to take. The second flesh golem is going to tie up the number 12 skink in the left wide zone. I'm sorry, yeah, in the left wide zone. Back to turn 2, more of the same here. We're gonna block down the center defensive tackle, gets a push, follows up. Back to the left side of the line, another push. He'll follow up here as well. 2-die block on the right side of the line. Gets a hit out of this one. Reptile Dysfunkshun getting at least 1 space on this turn. Gets a good stun on George Jefferson. Moves the ball carrier 2 spaces. Moves the cage forward. 2-die block in the right wide zone. Good hit on the number 6 zombie, Alex P. Keaton. Good stun. 2-die block in the left wide zone is going to result in a push. Probably going to follow up. No, he doesn't want to follow up because the skink... Oh, no, he doesn't want to follow up because he wants to pull back onto the cage. Fair enough. Good dodge by the skink. Skinks are stunty and they have the dodge skill. Dodge means when you dodge, if you fail, you get a free reroll. And you can see he failed it right there. Got his free reroll and passed. Stunty means dodges are basically free. They're all positive. So skinks, they can get right through lines. Turn 2 now for Pity the Ghoul. Blitz, double skulls, spends the TRR, gets a push on the Saurus, and now is marking the back left corner of the cage. 2-die block over the right side of the cage. It's going to be a dodge push. Hank the Ranger says, oh, to have a fireball at this moment. If you have a wizard, the wizard can hide in the stands, and he can cast either a lightning bolt or a fireball. If he casts a fireball, he casts it somewhere on the pitch, and that space plus the 8 spaces around it all take a hit. Good block. Not a good block. Takes a block at the front of the cage. Both down result, both players stunned. Oh no, turn 3 for Pity the Ghoul now. This poor ball carrier. What's gonna happen? Blitz coming up, 2-die blitz, good. Blitz on the skink. Well, a dodge push rather, but he's gonna move forward, yeah, and mark the ball carrier. Left side white moves the center pitch. That's Psycho Yandere says, no, Pickles! Poor Pickles. Turn 4 now, 2-die block against the flesh golems. So the flesh golems have stand firm. Stand firm mean if they take a block and it results in a push, they don't have to be pushed. If you use the stand firm skill, you'll stay right where you are. And that's what happened there. 2-die block on the number 8 zombie. This will be a good hit. Two-die block on the number 9 zombie. Gets a push. Doesn't follow up. Where's the ball carrier going to go? Oh, man. Is he going to take the 2-die block on the flesh golem? He is. Gets a good hit out of it. Stand firm. Keeps the flesh golem where he is. And now he's going to foul the flesh golem. Lots of assists. Only gets a stun out of it, but does not get called off the pitch. 2-die block over the right wide zone is going to result in a push. Now this was a blitz block. He wanted to move the Saurus to tie up Mr. Rogers over here, the number 2 flesh column. Final turn of the first quarter. Pity the Ghoul stopping this offense dead in its tracks. They're going to move those zombies forward and mark those Sauruses. Again, those Sauruses can't move unless they blitz. 2-die blitz with the white on the front left corner of the cage. Good hit. The ball carrier in a little bit of trouble. He can dodge away fairly freely at the moment. Oh! Both down result. That's going to result in a turnover over on the right side of the pitch. Can a Reptile Dysfunkshun reset here? They stand the number 3 Saurus right back up. Stand the Crocs back up. Now they're going to take a 2-die block on that white. That's not going to work. The both down result would have resulted in the Saurus getting knocked down. The white has the block skill, so he would have remained standing. Had to spend the TRR. Got the push out of it instead. No more TRRs for this turn. And there you go. Another both down result. Yikes. Pity the Ghoul. Stands back up. They're going to take the 2-die blitz on the ball carrier, but double skulls. Have to spend the TRR. It's going to be a dodge push instead. Another 2-die block. Good push. Block is clean. Where does the ball scatter? And they get a KO out of it. Well done. One-man player advantage to Pity the Ghoul. And the ball scatters behind a Reptile Dysfunkshun. A Reptile Dysfunkshun in very real danger here of having their entire team displaced. The Skinks can dodge away. The Sauruses cannot. Here comes that werewolf getting into the play. The werewolf has frenzy and has claws. Hank the Ranger says Duncan of Idaho is my favorite player on this team. 2-die block is also a push on the zombie. Gets the assist to get a 2-die block on the werewolf. This is also going to be, I'm sorry, on the flesh column. This is also going to be a push. 2-die block ahead of the ball by the number 6 Saurus, Pickles. I'm sorry, Krista. Here's Pickles, the Croxagore. Clean hit on the white. Trying to clear away some of these players. There's that good stunty dodge. Ball gets picked up. Moves it right back into this offensive line. You can see all these stunty dodges are free. Turn 6, the back left corner of the cage left open. Two-die block on number 3 Saurus. Good hit. Excellent work by Dead Fred. This is what we were talking about in the pregame. Using these positionals to his advantage, locking down those Sauruses with those zombies. Well done. He's about to get a 2-die block on the ball carrier. Push. Still has a blitz on the table. 2-die block over in no man's land in the left wide zone. This is against the Skink. Frenzy follow-up. Another push. That Seko Yandere says, now this is how you play Lizardmen. Here comes the blitz. Good blitz. Gets an injury on Samuel L. Skinkson. And the what? Takes the blitz on the ball carrier, gets the injury, and the ball will scatter into the hands of the white. Oh no, I'm sorry, into the hands of the zombie. Zombies only have an MA of 4. Let's see if they're going to plod down the pitch here. Turn 7 for Reptile Dysfunkshun. Only 2 turns left. Reptile Dysfunkshun just was not able to cross the line of scrimmage at center pitch. They take the block on the zombie. Good block. Where's the ball go? Scatters into the hands of the Skink. Not going to spend that tiara. Wow, the rare failed Skink dodge. Hank the Ranger says that's Alex B. Keaton. He probably used his hoverboard to catch that. Close enough. I mean, his time machine. Good push by the flesh golem. 2-die block on this Skink. Dead Fred looking to take these skinks out. That's the right play and the right call. Looking for the surf in the left wide zone. Got it with the werewolf. Well done. Two-die block back at this scrum at center pitch. Can't take these skinks out. Took one out with a surf. Took one out with an injury. Wow! He can't take the skinks out because he's taking out Sauruses. Holy smokes! Just punch that Saurus right in the face. Krista. Thankfully, not a serious injury. Just going to miss the next game. Zombie moves to mark number 13 skink. White tries to dodge out, fails the dodge. He's not going to spend the TRR. That's prehensile tail at work. That Psycho Yandere says, man, this is a bad game for lizards. It is. It is. That Psycho Yandere prayed to Nuffle. Let's see if it works out. Two-die block with the Crocs. Two-die blitz with Pickles, the Croxagore. Knocks down a zombie. Where's the movement? It's going to tie up the flesh golem at center. Two-die block on the left side of the left side of nowhere. Gets a good block on the zombie. Going to take another two-die block. Where's the werewolf go? Werewolf has an MA of 8. Gets a stun on Urkel. It's not going to matter too much, but he'll keep him out for the rest of the game. Failed pickup. That's a 5+? No, that's a 6. That's a 6+ pickup. It didn't work out. Spent the TRR. Hank the Ranger said, can anyone score right now? No, nobody can score. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No! Oh gosh! The Ghoul MacGyver! MacGyver can score! Oh, he can't. He can't. He could have scored if he could have gotten in through this hole here. That'll be it. 0-0 at the half. Dead Fred with an excellent defense, stopping these lizardmen dead in their tracks. 2 injuries for this lizard team. Can you believe that? That's like Yandere says, it's kind of weird that zombies have an AV of 8. Yeah, you'd think they'd have an AV of like 2. All tied up at the half, and now, wow, Pity the Ghoul is going to be on offense. And I think this is their favored formation. I think on offense, they have the advantage. We'll see if Nick Satan can stop them. The problem with this Lizardman defense is these Sauruses are so easy to tie up. Not only that, but he only has 4 of them. Here's the kick. Changing weather. The weather changes to the same thing. Mid-kick. Second half underway. Marks the left Saurus, marks the right Saurusi. It's going to take a 2-die blitz on the number 14 skink, Duncan of Idaho. Good hit. Gets a good stun. That Psycho Yandere says, man, the next game will be rough for the Lizardmen. 2 players out next game. Yeah, that is very unfortunate. Not something that Nick Satan was counting on, I have to imagine. Hank the Ranger says, the kickoff events this season have been boring and awful. They kind of have been. We had rain to start one game, and before the game got underway, it changed to nice weather. Turn 9. Now back to a Reptile Dysfunction. The ball's in the hands of the werewolf. That werewolf is super dangerous. Has frenzy, has claws. It's a +1 to a blitz. And an MA of 8. Has to spend the TRR here. 1 TRR left for the game for a Reptile Dysfunction. Unless he gets another one on a kickoff event. 2-die block in the right wide zone is going to result in a push. Crocs over on the right side of the line. Gets a good hit against the number 8 zombie, Urkel. Decides to follow up. It's... man. Gotta get players in front of this. Yeah, he's gonna take the 2-die block on the zombie. Clean hit. Gets a KO on Alex P. Keaton. Well done. And now just a one-man player advantage for Pity the Ghoul. Dodges a skink back in the left wide zone. And now Pity the Ghoul looking to open up a hole. They can do it with the werewolf. They can take a 2-die blitz on the werewolf. Double skulls. Had to spend the TRR. Not going to use the werewolf to blitz. Or maybe they will. Blitz is still on the table. Yeah, he is going to use the werewolf to blitz. Takes a 2-die blitz on a skink. Gets a dodge push out of it. Gets another push out of it. And that's excellent use of Frenzy. We've talked about this before. Frenzy means if you get a push result on a block, you have to follow up and take another block. And then on that second block, you always have to follow up on a push. This can be really, really powerful for, say, surfing like we saw in the first half, or just pushing players out of position like we saw just here. You just have to be careful and be mindful that that second block is still going to be a 2-die block. And Dead Fred played that very well. He's been playing this werewolf marvelously all competition. Takes a dodge with the werewolf, trying to get this werewolf down pitch. Frees him up. The only way that werewolf is getting knocked down now is on a blitz. 2 skinks mark the werewolf. There's that. Those skink dodges, they are free. And now the skinks caging up around the werewolf. They're going to protect their werewolf friend. Good block on the zombie in the right wide zone. Going to set up for a surf. Hank the Ranger says those frenzy players are just really angry and possibly on steroids. Good blitz, and this is good mindfulness by Nick Satan here. Took this Saurus. The Sauruses are not slow. They have an MA of 6. Did a blitz on the zombie and did it as a blitz so he could continue moving and try to get back and get some strength on this werewolf. The problem is the werewolf's just so fast. Turn 11 for Pity the Ghoul now. That Cycle Yandere says he just doesn't have enough Saurus to compete with the undead in the bashing compartment. I think you're right. I think you're right. Hank the Ranger says werewolf likely to blitz down a skink and go. I agree. He's going to mark these skinks and then take a 2-die blitz with the werewolf. And I have to imagine he's going to score. It's going to be a GFI to score if he wants to. There it is. Good hit. 1 GFI. 1 GFI to... Not a GFI? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... He has an MA of 8, right? Well, regardless, 1-0. Balky Bartakamus. Well done. I think the Ranger says good TD. That was a good TD. And this is what we were talking about. Dead Fred has taken a shine to this Necro team and is playing it very, very well. Doesn't get back his knockout zombie. So it's going to be a one-man player advantage for Pity the Ghoul at the moment. And now, Nick Satan's going to have 6 full turns to try to tie this game up. Plenty of time. Man, that was a quick TD. 3 turns. Dead Fred is scary, man. Even with just 1 werewolf, he's scary. 3-man defensive line yet again. Another 3-man line for a Reptile Dysfunkshun. They're going to try to block down the line. 2 skinks to receive. He's got the stars strong on the left. Man, this weather, I tell you. You think it's just an incompetent weatherman? He just keeps coming down to the pitch. He's like, guys, the weather's changing. It's still nice. Oh, failed the boneheaded roll at the line. Not only does this Lizardman not get to take his block, but he doesn't exert tackle zones until he passes a boneheaded roll on a future turn. That means if either one of these Sauruses get blocked down or pushed out of position, a hole has been opened next to this Crocs. Hank the Ranger says these kickoff events are killing me. 2-die block on the left side of the line. Good hit against the zombie. Two-die block on the right side of the line. Also a good hit. Well done. Blitz in the left wide zone. This is against the lone werewolf. Has to spend the TRR. Gets the knockdown this time. I think that was their final TRR. It is. A Reptile Dysfunkshun now has no TRRs left. Oh man, that is frightening. Pity the Ghoul still has 2 TRRs. Hank the Ranger says does not like that werewolf. He doesn't. Man, turn 12 back to Pity the Ghoul. Sends those zombies right back in to mark this line. I have to imagine. Well, I don't know. Do you take the blitz on a Crocs? Looks like he is. Not on a Crocs, on a Saurus. I'm sorry. Frenzy follow-up. 2-die block. Good hit. That werewolf takes the blitz. How dare you try to knock me down, sir? Turn 12 for Reptile. That was it. He ties up that line. Takes the retribution blitz. And now that Saurus Krieger stands right back up. Gets a push on the blitz. The blitz is spent. Reptile Dysfunkshun going to try to block this line down and move this ball forward. Good KO. And that ties it up on the pitch now. 9v9, I believe. Good hit on the right side of the line. It's going to cage. Wow, I would have completed the cage first. Oof, oof, oof. Now he completes the cage. I think the Ranger says, good play. The defense doesn't have to move. The offense does, indeed. Turn 13 for Pity the Ghoul. 4 turns left. This is the final quarter. Both teams looking for a win here. After this game, there's only 2 games left in Swiss competition before the cut to top 4. Blitz on the left wide zone gets a KO on the skink. And we're back to a one-man player advantage to Pity the Ghoul. The werewolf playing the safety position at the moment. Turn 13 for Reptile Dysfunkshun. Man, they cannot break through this defense. 2-die block with the Crocs, clean hit. This is on Punky Brewster. And Punky Brewster is injured. Punky, no! Wow. Regen succeeded. That's the Necromancer. Necro teams have a Necromancer instead of an Apothecary. It's a 50-50 shot if a player regens from an injury, and that one worked out. Got nothing out of that blitz. Spent the blitz on a stand firm player. Oh. Ooh. It's going to set this cage up, moves forward a little bit. The problem is all but one of the corners are already marked. Yeah, wow. Look at these flesh golems putting in the work. Marking 2 Sauruses. Those Sauruses, unless they get a knockdown on a blitz, they can't go anywhere. Oh no, and another injury. This time on Meatwad. Is that 2-man player advantage? 3-man player advantage now? Oh. White moves in to blitz the ball carrier. This blitz is going to work. Where's the ball going to scatter? Scatters to the left side of the pitch. And now Pity the Ghoul is going to descend on this ball. Oh, no. Turn 14 for Reptile Dysfunkshun. They only have 3 turns left, and it's going to be really tricky to try to get this ball back, but they have to do it. Good block by the Saurus in the front of in the front of the ball. 2-die block on the white. Oh, man. Oh, what? Oh, no! And it oh! Holy moly. B.A. Baracus. Oh, did I not? There it is. Oh, oh, oh. The flesh golem dies, fails the regen roll. Oh, how unfortunate for Dead Fred. Had such a great game and now has to suffer a death on one of his positionals. Oh, but it will be a turnover. Pity the Ghoul has a very real shot at picking up this ball now. They're going to blitz the skink. They'll follow up. Actually, they'll stay put to get the... No, he followed up. Fair enough. Gets a really good stun on Duncan of Idaho. Thought he might have stayed put to try to get the 2-die block on the Saurus. Good dodge by the werewolf, and now the werewolf is going to run for daylight. There's only a skink that can get after this werewolf, and it's an uphill block. He's not going to block. He's just going to get in front of the werewolf, but that werewolf has a positive dodge in this direction. Gets a push. He won't follow up. He's going to move it. Oh, it's stand firm. Had to dodge. Failed the dodge. And now it's a blitz to a score with the werewolf. 2-die blitz. Here it comes. And that'll work out. That's all he needs. And he's going to put this game away 2-0. 1 turn left for a Reptile Dysfunkshun. What a game that Dead Fred has had tonight. Hank the Ranger says, I just saw MacGyver dig a pit trap. I bet he did. Well done. Well done. Dead Fred playing this Necro team like a pro. One zombie's going to come back onto the pitch. Remember, one was saved by the regen roll, so he'll come back on as well. One skink comes back on. I don't know if that skink wants to come back onto the pitch. He might have felt better just being KO'd. 9v8 now. Dead Fred, yeah, pulls everybody back onto the end zone. This is what you do. Well done. Well done. There could be a riot. If there is a riot, Nick Satan could get a touchdown out of this, but he's not going to win this game. Defensive zombies group up to get the assists. It's not going to be enough. They're all going to get blocked down. One player back to receive. Everybody else on the line. It's a high kick. Reptile Dysfunkshun. Wow, what a deep kick. Well done. A Reptile Dysfunkshun hopefully doesn't have to pick this ball up. Yeah. Here we go. Block down the line. They can't score. Hank Ridge says, I hope there's a riot, but the kick result will be something like flowers grow at center pitch. Just looking to put some hurt on at this point. Get a pass for some SPP as well. What a game Dead Fred has had. Here comes the blitz. I imagine you go for the foul as well. Do you go for the foul after the pass? Probably after the pass. Oh, he got an injury. It doesn't mean anything. No. Wow. that would have been amazing. Here comes the pass. It's going to be a short pass or a quick pass. Good reception. Got the SPP. It's going to send the skink down pitch. Just not going to get the foul. Wow, what a risky... Well done to Pity the Ghoul. They win this game 2-0. Wow. Played super not aggressively, but just played really, really well. Just impeccable defense. got the ball to the werewolf on offense, did what he needed to do, scored very quickly. And Hank the Ranger says, I wouldn't have done that with an AV7 player. I wouldn't either. That's a broken neck waiting to happen. Man, a Reptile Dysfunction had this ball for most of the game, but just couldn't get past this Pity the Ghoul defense. 54 successful blocks versus 37 for Pity the Ghoul. Look at the running yards, dead even for each team. Just couldn't get anything going. Dead Fred just played a stellar game. Wow, 17 SPP for Pity the Ghoul, 9 for MacGyver versus 12 for a Reptile Dysfunction. Not bad, not a bad take at all. Hank the Ranger says 32% for the ground. Ground had not a bad game today. Not a bad game. All right, I think we're just gonna keep the stream live and give me a minute or two. I'll update the ticker and stuff, and we'll get the second game underway, the final game of week 3.